Today is day 8 of the 1 year fast. As we know, the protocol for the 1 year fast is for me to fast 3 days per week for 52 consecutive weeks. And I'm entering week 2. Week 1, I fasted on Sunday, summer solstice being the kickoff on the 21st of June. I fasted on Monday and Tuesday last week. So Sunday, Monday and Tuesday last week, 3 days in a row. That was my kickoff. And now I'm into week 2. My intention for week 2 is to fast on, today, Sunday, feeling good. Tomorrow, Monday, take a break, and then maybe fast again on either the Wednesday or the Thursday. So that's the intention for this week. Today I'm feeling really good. Probably go have a workout, not too strenuous, do some aerobics, some resistance. I'm just trying to keep that, the body in motion, get that resistance in play. Try to perspire, do some extra purging there. So I'm feeling really good as I step into week 2, and I feel like there's momentum now. That first week in, that first week out of the way, stepping into week 2, it really feels like there's momentum to complete the 1 year fast. God willing, of course. I kind of been thinking a bit more about the whole protocol and doing some research. There was a gentleman back in the previous century, Agostino Barbieri, I believe his name was. And he actually underwent a fast for over a year. Now, for mere mortals like me, average people like me, that's mission impossible. Maybe there's some mystics in the East and saints in the West that can look to their deities to sustain life without consumption. But average people like me, that's not feasible. And from what I know, Agostino was not a saint or a mystic, but he did manage to fast for over a year. Now, the actual protocol that Agostino apparently followed, and it's not heavily documented, but from what I can see, is he fasted based upon consuming yeast for amino acids, electrolytes, vitamins, tea, coffee, and some milk. Of course, under medical supervision. And again, as far as I know, Agostino was not a saint. So then the question becomes, how did Agostino, even with that supporting structure, manage to fast for a whole year or beyond a year? And it seems that Agostino managed to sustain his life on his reserves. So he was quite a heavy man when he started the fast, and that was the impetus for the fast. So he had plenty of reserves that he could call upon during the fast to sustain his life with the supplements of vitamins and yeast, electrolytes, tea, coffee, milk. But it's really interesting when you look at that, and it kind of gives me a bit of an epiphany moment in terms of, does that correlate somewhat with hibernation? We know there are creatures that that do hibernate. Bears, hedgehogs, squirrels, these are creatures that literally almost close down their metabolism and do not consume for a protracted period of time and then come out of hibernation. Again, they live on their reserves. And I believe there's some unique genetic part of their anatomy that enables them to sustain life during that hibernation period. And of course, humans don't have that. But clearly there is that correlation in terms of living off of your fat reserves to sustain life with the right type of, protocol when it comes to vitamins and yeasts and electrolytes and and things like tea, coffee and milk. So it's really, really kind of an interesting thing when I was reading into Agostino Barbieri's life. And it's certainly not something I would recommend to anybody. Again, for average people, normal people like myself, it's just not a path that we could follow and sustain life. But there is that precedent to look at, which is always interesting. So coming back to This particular protocol, the 1 year fast that I'm undertaking, again, I'm only fasting for 3 days per week, every week, for 52 consecutive weeks. And that constitutes my 1 year fast. That's my protocol, that's my framework. And the intention is then to look back and see, measure blood results, measure DEXA, measure RMR, VO2 max, look at my weight fluctuation, my blood pressure, look at my blood markers. I feel there's lots of positivity that can come from this, but you won't know until you do it. So that's why it's taking place now. So yeah, this is week 2. Again, feel like there's momentum now. Got that week 1 out of the way, clicking into week 2, starting to get that momentum, feeling really positive about that. And yeah, this week, fasting today, Sunday, tomorrow, Monday, taking a break and fasting again on either Wednesday or Thursday. And that'll be me for this week. Okay, well, thank you.